Welcome back to my channel. I wasn't lying. I was not lying. We're going over sad movies today. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, I don't like sad movies, or I don't want to go over sad movies because why would you watch movies that are sad when you're already sad? My brother in Christ. It's almost like that's the entire point. That's the entire point. That's the entire point. You cannot escape sad movies. They're gonna follow you the rest of your life, and they're gonna haunt you, and they're gonna like hunt you down and make you think and make you realize that life is sad and that you can find joy in the sadness. How about that? How about that? Awesome. So I have 5 movies. I forgot how to count. I think I have 5 movies that I picked that are movies that destroyed me. These are all random movies from different eras. Some of them are from the same eras, but random movies that completely destroyed my soul. And I wrote a little list of things to say because my brain can't get everything together organized. There's too much ADHD up there. So I need something to keep me in check. But the first movie that we're going to go over to get right into it, to get right into the sadness, is Paris, Texas, 1984. Paris, Texas, 1984, by Wim Wenders. He's a foreign director. I'm pretty sure he's German. Starring Harry Dean Stanton. We love Harry Dean Stanton. Pretty in Pink, even Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. He's in so many things. I love Harry Dean Stanton. Rip. Natasha Kinski. She's beautiful. Love her as well. She's in she's in a lot of foreign films as well, but she's also in Cat People. Yeah, she's in the newer Cat People from the 80s. Not the older one. But I love this movie so much. I was actually her character in Paris, Texas for Halloween last year. It was the best costume ever, and I spent way too much money on that fuzzy pink dress that I had to form to fit me, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Paris, Texas basically is about a mysterious mute drifter trying to reconnect with his son who lives with his brother. His brother lives in LA, and his brother finds him wandering the desert all alone. Strange at first because you're thinking, okay, well, first off, why is he mute? Why isn't he talking? But I kind of like that. There's so many questions that you want answered that are not going to be answered immediately. You have to wait and for the story to build. So on top of that, he has an estranged wife who's missing. He doesn't know where to find her. So he ends up reconnecting with his son and wanting to find where his estranged wife is and the mother of his child. And he kind of goes on this adventure with his son and realizes how much he's missed and how much has changed since he's been gone, because he's been kind of drifting in this melancholy state for a while now. I love this movie because a lot of it focuses on the fact of broken, crumbling families and also Americana cinematography. There's these brilliant melancholy neon colors throughout the entire film that really capture the loneliness of older America and how so many of those things are being left behind within today's society. I have the criterion, so I bookmarked a passage that I really liked that I'm going to read. And it says, Paris, Texas is a love letter to America and America's cinema. It now also has something of the feel of a farewell. The world as which Wenders plays homage is vanishing fast. Not the desert, which is close to eternal, but the payphones and diners and motels that used to line the approach of every small U.S. town, now replaced by cell phones and McDonald's and multi-story DoubleTree hotels and quality inns. All offer a sterile branded comfort, and all deny the lure of the road, the impulse to keep moving, by affirming that, nowadays, however far you go, it's still going to look just like home. There was no way I was going to be able to put that in words on my own. So that was the passage by Nick Roderick, a former editor in Screen International. And I really love how he described that because it's true. We're losing a very nostalgic approach to America that is quickly being overrun with concrete buildings. We're losing maximalism. We're going to minimalism, these white, bare, sterile housing. Everything is losing its unique, beautiful touch that makes something unique and beautiful. And it makes me upset and it makes me really sad. And I like how this film kind of captures that as well, even from 1984, of trying to get back to the roots of knowing people are there, but also feeling alienated. And I really love how the film does it. It's brilliant, it's beautiful. The ending makes you not satisfied, but so much in life, are we really satisfied with a lot of endings? No. Think about that. Think about that. So, yeah, Paris, Texas. I'm going to go through these movies not giving away things in them because I don't want you guys to just like come here, watch the video and then be like, "Well, I'm not going to watch the movie now because I already know what happens." Like that's stupid. That's really stupid. So, we're not doing that. Okay. So, the next one that I have is one of my favorites of all time. I even have a poster of it right there. You can't see, but My Own Private Idaho by Gus Van Sant. This movie is one of the best movies of all time. No, I will not elaborate. This movie came out in 1991 and it has Keanu Reeves and River Phoenix in it. River Phoenix is the GOAT. Keanu Reeves is the GOAT. You can't go wrong with either one of them. I miss River Phoenix every single day. And I don't want to talk about it because it makes me sad. But Keanu Reeves and River Phoenix are in My Own Private Idaho as two street hustlers. One of them, Mike Waters, River Phoenix, who is abandoned by his mom, and he's also narcoleptic, so he falls asleep randomly. He has a condition. And Scott Favor, Keanu Reeves, son of the mayor. This movie deals with junkies, thieves. They're both kind of just these street hustlers traveling around the Pacific Northwest, trying to search for home. This is a story mainly about unrequited love and societal norms and margins of not being able to fit within the norms. This movie is soul crushing. And if you were LGBTQ, I would strongly advise preparing to watch it. Because it's a doozy. It's a doozy for real. I loved this movie because I think that it perfectly describes unrequited love in such a beautiful, tender way of knowing you would do anything for this person even if they did nothing for you. Loving them without wanting anything back, without needing anything back. Crossing over to a different part of the world just to see them for a second. The type of yearning, unrequited love that can last a lifetime. And it's so sad. It's so sad, but it has to deal with a lot of feeling lonely and abandoned and finding that within someone else a sense of comfort and home and then having it abandoned all over again and how you deal with that. And I love this movie so much. There's a line in it that goes, "I love you and you don't pay me." No, I'm not going to say what that means because in the movie it's like a very important, beautiful line when you truly understand the movie and you get to know the characters as well. Scott's character in the movie as well, he plays with the power dynamic of money and status. His dad's the mayor, so he has this upper hand that Mike doesn't have. He's a narcoleptic abandoned by his mother, so they're two very different characters. And it's interesting because of how different they are and how much they're still willing to do different things for each other. So that is My Own Private Idaho. It's very beautiful. I also have the Criterion edition of this one as well. I don't even think I have the regular one. I only have the Criterion. But I also did like this. This is from Amy Tombin. She says, "It is the promise of America, chronically out of joint with reality, especially for its most vulnerable inhabitants." Which also plays a huge role in this film as well, because there's a lot of homeless people, a lot of crackheads, a lot of people within the industry of these hustlers, and how they deal with life, and how life is unfair to them than it is for people that are established and had an upper hand in life that they didn't get. So I really like how they do that as well in the movie. Cinematography is beautiful, the acting is phenomenal. River Phoenix really like outdoes himself in this role, and he does in every role he does. So it's really good. Really recommend watching that one. All right, we're moving on to one of my favorite movies in the entire world, in the entire realm, Roman Holiday with Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck. Yeah, I pulled out the big guns. This is 1953. And you know what? I'm just going to kind of read the synopsis off the back. Basically, Audrey Hepburn is a modern day princess, and she has an entire obligation to her people. And she's rebelling against this, and she sneaks out and explores Rome all on her own. And she meets an American newspaperman who seeks an exclusive story and pretends ignorance of her true identity. But his plan falters because they fall in love. This is over the span of like 3 days, 2 days or something that this happens. So a little unrealistic, but who cares? It's a movie. It's not supposed to be realistic all the time. But that's what I love about this, because in life, what this movie truly teaches is that not all love and experiences last. And sometimes it only lasts for 3 days or maybe even one night. When you meet different people, they have different impacts on your life, and they teach you things that you hold on to even if it is such a short amount of time. And what I love about Roman Holiday is that she's living this beautiful fairy tale with this guy. She's has to ignore all her obligations, and she doesn't have to be this princess important figure. And she is having the time of her life, but then she has to sadly wake up to reality and understand that she has to go back to her normal life. And that even though it is beautiful to be with this guy that she's in love with and she's having this whirlwind time with, that she knows that some things are just not going to be, even though she loves that person so much. And I think that's so much accurate to real life as well. I think a lot of people have liked somebody or they really love somebody, but for some reason you know that it's just like, I don't know if it's realistic or it's not going to work, or whether you want to try or not try. But that's what makes it so sad, because you're like, no, try to make it work, do something, but some people just can't. And it's sad, but it's just reality and it's life. It's kind of like the phrase, sometimes love is not enough. And I hate that, because everybody should be happy and in love and together. But it's not how life works all the time. It kind of sucks. Yeah, kind of sad. Anyway, moving on. I don't want to think about that too much. I'll go crazy. We're going to move on to The Blue Lagoon, 1980, with Brooke Shields and Christopher Atkins. There's a backup truck, if you can hear that in the background. Can you stop? I'm filming a video for my 40 subscribers. You freaking freakazoid. Okay, so this movie, that's my op now. He's my op, that trash can man. This movie is primarily a story dealing with two young children having to learn together what it means to be human. So this is actually based on a book, this movie. There's a second one. I don't think it's worth it. It's stupid. I don't like it. This is the best one, okay? I always like watching this in the summertime. It makes me want to go live on a beach somewhere with my lover and have a child. It's cute. So basically, two small children and a ship's cook survive a shipwreck and find safety on an idyllic tropical island. However, the cook soon dies, and the young boy and girl are left on their own. Days become years, and Emmeline, Brooke Shields, and Richard, Christopher Atkins, make a home for themselves surrounded by exotic creatures and nature's beauty. They learn to cope with the bewildering variety of physical and emotional changes that come with adolescence. And as they begin to mature, their childhood affections lead to a sensitive and more profound love in the birth of a child. But will they ever see civilization again? I'm going to be straight up with you. You're not going to like the ending of this movie. You're not going to like it. And in fact, you might be so angry. In fact, you might be even really upset and angry and mad. But what are you going to do? I don't know what to say. Beautiful movie. I love it so much. Genuinely, it makes you want to escape and live on an island and never talk to people ever again with the love of your life. And you have a child, and it's beautiful and amazing. But I love how this movie deals with growing up and the awkwardness of growing up, especially as like, like a 13-year-old. You have all these newfound navigations that you have to steer, and it's hard and it's awkward. And I think everybody remembers being 13 and being like, hey, what is happening? Why do I feel insane? What's going on? Um, and it's also really funny because of the two different genders of a man and a woman being that same age, not understanding each other. Because to this day, it's like women and men don't understand each other. We will never understand why each other does the things we do, why we think different ways, because we're just so different. And it's really like interesting how they do that in the movie. It's really good. Brooke Shields is beautiful. She was so young in this movie. I think she was probably, like at most 15 or something. And she even shows, I don't know if she had a body double. I don't think she did. I mean, she was in the controversial movie Pretty Baby. That is not okay. And has children, which is not fine at all. And I have beef with her mom, but that's okay. Um, but I don't think she had a double in this movie. She is nude for some of the scenes, but she's gorgeous, and she's so strong for all of the things that she's been through, truly. But it is a very beautiful, sweet movie. It's very sweet and precious, and it deals with innocent love, and it's really cute, and I love that. So our last movie that we're going to be going over is Jojo Rabbit. This is like the only like modern movie that I actually have on this list, because I didn't want to pick too many movies, because I didn't want this video to be like 40 minutes long, because I love too many movies. So I just kind of picked ones that kind of stuck with me, that me personally I still think of to this day and want to go back to. So Jojo Rabbit 2019 is one of those movies that is gut wrenching, gut sawing. It is sickening, but it is so good. It's so good. And it is directed by Taki Waititi. Titty? Titty? I really don't know. I know him. Saying his name genuinely just gave me an aneurysm. But and Scarlett Johansson, Thomasin McKenzie, and Roman Davis. This is also based on a book, just like the Blue Lagoon. Um, the book is Caging Skies by Christine Lewins. This is a satirical movie. You're not supposed to take it seriously. It is a serious movie, but in a satirical way. It follows a young, lonely German boy in World War II, and his imaginary friend is Hitler. And it's hilarious, and it's funny, and it's basically just about blind nationalism. Everybody at that time, when they were younger, if you were a younger boy, you were taught, even as a young woman as well, Hitler was good, every other country was bad, and that you're stupid if you think otherwise, and that he's basically a god. So what's so amazing about this movie is the whole movie is based on Roman Davis, the young boy, and his mom, Scarlett Johansson, and he figures out she's hiding a Jewish girl. And he's like obsessed with Hitler and loves Hitler. So he has to face his blind nationalism and truly understand all the lies that he's been fed. And while doing this, also being brainwashed, which is just, in a way, you feel empathy for them, because you know that it wasn't entirely their fault to have all this prejudice against Jewish people. This movie explores love, pain, sadness, happiness. And so many of the scenes are foreshadowing events that happen. And when they do happen, you're like, oh my God, I cannot believe that they did that. I can't believe that they would destroy me like that. Um, it's just such a beautiful film. It really puts you back in that time period if you were in it. And but it's also so funny. It makes fun of the fact that Hitler was such a prick and an awful person. And I absolutely love that Taki Watiti Titty. I'm sorry. I absolutely love that he has Jewish in him and decided to play Hitler. Because it's basically a big FU. It's an FU to Hitler. And just the jokes in it are so funny, but it's just pain inducing and sad. And the ending is so bittersweet. It's bittersweet. So it's not all the way sad, but at the same time you're like, hey, what the hell? The ending of the movie has a quote that he puts, the director Taki. He says, it's by Rainier Maria Rilke, and it says, let everything happen to you. Beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. And let's unpack that quote for a second. Let's unpack that. Let everything happen to you. Let every emotion happen to you. Let sadness happen to you. Let happiness happen to you, because we're on this earth to feel a huge array of emotions and feelings and experiences. Beauty and terror. Just keep going. Like, no feeling is final. How comforting is that quote? That last line. No feeling is final. If you're ever really sad, if you're ever feeling like nothing is going to get better, or this is awful, nothing's ever going to change, I feel like life is never going to change. No feeling is final. No matter how sad you are and you feel like nothing's going to get better, it doesn't matter, because everything is constantly changing. How you feel right now, you could feel completely different in 1 month. That's how crazy time and life is. And I love that quote so much. That is like one of my favorite. I love that they put that at the end of a movie of such a horrific, awful thing that happened in history. Um, and he does such a good job of being able to be funny and satirical while also explaining how awful and disgusting everything was of what happened to the Jewish people, and just that timeline. It was awful. It was disgusting, and he does a good job of also respecting it as well, not really making a joke to the point where it's like not respectful, I guess, if you know what I mean. But those are the movies I picked. Those are the movies I picked for movies that destroyed me. They destroyed me, mainly the endings, because the endings just either they piss me off or they're open-ended. But I think also a lot of the endings, the director leaves it up to you. It's up for interpretation. So in a way, you don't have to make it sad. You could kind of be like, well, it's so open-ended here that I could really infer something else maybe happened. It's up to you to really decide, what do you think happened? Um and I really like that, especially with the Blue Lagoon and My Own Private Idaho. Um but I was not joking about My Own Private Idaho. If you were gay, you need to take some deep breaths, okay? You need to take some deep breaths, because my gay community, I am so sorry. I remember I showed this movie to my best friend, one of my best friends, George. Shout out to George. And I made him watch this while he was going through unrequited love with a straight man. And I remember he just looks over at me and he says, "Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me?" It's just because I'm a sadaholic. I think that's what it is. I'm a sadaholic. I'm a urinaholic. I got my degree in urinahology and sadology. There's just no better feeling than like listening to sad music. Oh my god. I just love it. The emotion in it, everything. Like, I could be the happiest person ever. I'm still gonna listen to that damn Jeff Buckley. I could be the happiest person on the planet. I'm still gonna put on Radiohead. I don't care. I don't care. So yeah, those are my sad movies. Um, watch them. They're really good. They're really good. Um, should should to balance this out, should I do happy movies? I don't even know if I have any happy movies. Me looking at my bookcase right now. I have like movies that like have happy endings and stuff, even if they are sad. But what would be a happy ending? Human Centipede? Hmm. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be quite honest. Um, but yeah, I hope you check these movies out. They're really good. Sorry if I yapped for too long, but actually I'm not sorry because this is my channel. I can do whatever I want. After I held you hostage to look at all my antiques, now I'm holding you hostage in my hotel room talking about sad movies and which ones to watch. I love being absolutely pretentious as hell. Anyways, stay expired, stay sexy, stay dope, stay sad, stay melancholy, even, maybe? And thanks for watching my video. Sorry that I'm kind of cringe. Do you guys really believe that a freak like me could ever find love?